I'm Delia.
Hi, I'm Anna.
Hi, I'm Sharon.
Hi, it's Nadine. Welcome to WoWexpressions, where we encourage women to live their best lives. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.
So, guys, I was on Twitter this week, right? So I saw, was it this week or last week? I saw this thread, ARP14 at twitter.com, and she was asking for relationship advice. But the little twist to it is that she was like, men only. And it was so interesting. So I thought that maybe we could look at some of the advice that that the men wrote, and give our point of view. Like,
Right.
I saw this statement, right? And this guy says, giving advice, relationship advice, he says, a lot of women think that they're going to find a perfect man who's 6'3", makes 120,000, owns his own house, has 0 kids, and lives to worship her. That dude is already married, so you can share him or wait for him. Find an attractive guy who makes you laugh and feels good about you. What do you guys think about that?
Okay, well,
That would, that could work.
well, my opinion is that we all have ideas on what our perfect man would be. Just like he described, 6'3", making whatever. But you have to remember, when you're sticking with your ideals hard and fast, you are preventing a lot of other people from coming.
But that's all good. But in the moment, you have this thing, this tall, dark, handsome man. You know what I mean?
What's it like before you meet another? That's in your mind. But one thing, no. One thing people need to realize: no one human being could give you 100% of what you want. It's either 80-20, 70-30. But you do not give up on what is non-negotiable to you. You have to negotiate.
But I also think to what he was trying to say is that you want that you might be like a side chick. Because that guy, he didn't just get there, right? He may have been lucky to be 6'3", but to the point where he's established and making 120K a year, and probably driving a nice car and that kind of thing. It took work and effort, right? So there was somebody probably who was by his side.
Right. I don't think he is saying that you are going to be a side chick. I think he said it.
Well, that's what he said, though, because he said you're going to share him. If that is your thing, then you
But
can
ladies,
say that.
if I might say this, there are persons who said to me many times that because we all have the ideal, we all know what we want in life. I've had friends say to me many times that they prayed about the person that they wanted to be their companion. And I remember one particular girl saying to me, every little detail of what she wanted in a man, she found in this particular guy. And I'm saying, yes, we all start off with our ideal, right? And that happens not every time, but you should have we have expectations, and we have in our minds what we want. I agree, as they get older, the list kind of shorten, because we all start off saying, when we were in our teens, we want this and that and the other. But as you get older, you realize the reality of life is you don't always get it in the package in which you need, you want it. But sometimes you're getting raw material, and you have to work and shape it into what you want it to be.
And another thing too, I think as at the age or when we get older, people have baggage. So if you meet a man who is around your age, I'm not going to specify, let's say between 40 and 50, and this man has no baggage, something wrong with him. He never had a wife, he never had anything. Something is wrong.
A late bloomer. I mean, he started you can say something's wrong with him because of that. He's a late bloomer, so
why this good man?
The right person for him, because he didn't want to get himself tied up in a relationship over and over and over and over.
Okay, but Anna, tell me why this man who is the perfect package don't have a woman. Something wrong.
But Nathan, you're very judgmental.
but you don't know what else he have. The little screw loose he have. The little psycho you don't.
But you know what? This is exactly why the thread was men only giving advice, because we got.
Next question. Go ahead.
Oh my God. Okay, so another advice that was given was that that as women we need to discern when a man is pandering to your ego, only to manipulate it with you later. So that man who comes in like the prince charming, you need to discern if he's acting or if this is really.
Well, a lot of them tend to act until you give up the goods. And when the goods get given up, then the real demon jumps out. The demon will jump out and say that, or the demon gone. Simple. Be very aware of that.
What goods are you talking about, Nadine? What's the goods?
The goods. When you give up the goods.
What good?
The thing about it though is that I'm always mindful when someone wants to control, because to me, when they come in that format, sometimes it's a little control issue, and that's a red flag. Once you see a guy trying to control you and manipulate you, you know he is up to no good. So once you see those signs, you should be aware of these signs and get out as quickly as you can.
No, but the thing about you do what I did when I was young, right? You have to catch me. I run in the opposite direction, so you have to catch me. When you catch me, you win. If you're there to play a game, you're running without my door because you don't have time. So it's only if you're steadfast and you're determined that this is the person that you want to be with, would you catch me? Yeah. And that's what it is. It's all a game. We all play that game, especially when we're younger. You know what I mean? But you can't. Some people come with the best belt. They come looking good. Everything on paper says they for you, they want you, they whatever. But really and truly, as we say, as long as they get the honey, they gone. There's just mischievous people around. You know, they just playing games. That's all they do. That's all they know.
Get in the honey pot. Some of them, they stick with you, but you don't know the demon who's sticking with you until you with them for a while, and you see all their little idiosyncrasies, all their little mad vibes.
That's why I had to play the cat and mouse game, and run me down. If it catch me, you win.
I feel that run me down thing is for young people. I honestly feel.
Yeah, when we were younger, we those games. Now, but we don't know. Did the girl say, Delia, how old she was?
No. They're just giving general advice. But the thing about it is that what do you mean we don't play that run me down game?
What? Like that. We do. I just find at this age, if you like somebody and you're upfront, yes, I like you. Let's see how this is going to work.
No, but then you don't understand the beast that is a man. A man is a hunter, a warrior. So you at any age, a woman has to be a little bit mysterious. You can't just be like.
That's true. That's very true. Even when they say, Nadine, I want you. Yes, you want.
You have to run. You have to
there must be this kind of game and mystery, something. I don't know. And another thing too, I find that we need to allow a man to be a man. No matter women's live or whatever, I believe in life, a woman has a certain role and a man has a certain role. Allow the man to be the man. Let him be the leader. Let him feel like something by getting you.
Right. That's why you have to run you down.
Right, okay.
Right here, and you're too well on this topic. Let me hear you. Let me hear your,
I'm listening and learning, ladies.
Let Sharon read out another.
One of the questions I was sending, it says, listen before you rant. Now, if it's not an argument, If it's an argument, then argue. If it's a conversation, then converse.
Right.
Not everything has to be a fight.
Yeah.
And we ladies are very guilty of that. Someone says something and we take off mile a minute.
Mm-hmm. That's me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, Nadine, we realize.
But then we know you.
Oh my God.
What do you all think of that, ladies?
I think it's the truth, but especially, I mean, this person is a younger person, right? And I feel when you were young, you were so caught up in here, right? Your vision is so narrow and limited. So everything is, you're super passionate about everything. And I feel it's only as we get older, right? Or if, I mean, a few of us are just born wise, but a lot of us have to become wise, right?
Becoming.
Yeah. And that's one of the keys in becoming wise is a still tongue, is to talk less and listen more.
Yes.
You know?
It's not observe and learn.
Yeah.
And another thing.
And carrying on, it may feel good, but you may not get the particular outcome that you really want.
Right. True. And
as well as, sorry, Nadine, and as well as men don't really like the argument thing too much. On the one hand, but on the other hand, some men do not even like to engage in conversation. So how do you get, because it says if it's not an argument, don't argue. If it's, but how do you get men to talk? Because a lot of women complain and they say their husbands, their significant other don't like to engage in conversation. They're shut down. So then what do you do to engage them in conversation?
They don't like to have hard conversations, so they tend to avoid. But on another note too, we need to learn to choose our battles. So if it is that you feel you have to rant over everything, all the man is saying is this, and he shuts down. But if it is something is important to you and you rant about it, he knows you're serious because he's like, this woman don't usually behave like this.
Right.
So therefore you pick and choose your battles. If you want to argue over everything, then he's not going to hear you. But if you pick and choose, and it's something important to you, and you make a fuss about it, he'll be like, yes, I will
pay attention.
That sounds good in theory. That sounds good in theory, but in reality, and maybe a little of my reality is that they don't even want to hear your mouth. Like you could be, you could argue once a month, but that once a month might be too much.
Yeah.
It's like they don't want, a lot of men disengage.
Right.
And they have like just a couple things that they do, which might be work and sports. And everything where they are actively there, but a lot of times they might be there in body, but not in mind or in spirit. So anything that shakes the equilibrium, even if it's once a month, they don't even want to receive that. So that is really difficult. A lot of women struggle with that, where they have partners who just don't engage. They don't have conversations, and they beg them to talk, and they beg them to talk, like, please, like, and then when that same woman, they come home one day and they find their shit outside, or the woman has left, these men cannot recover because they're like, shocked. They're like, I didn't see her come in. I do all of that for she, and she still do all of this, but we were begging you. We're like, please, listen to me. Please, I am talking. And they just, I know what you think
That's
about
what
that.
they need today. That's what they need, to see the clothes outside.
I have the opposite. My man can't stop talking.
We're going to say but to be fair, I don't know. To be fair, Damien, let me not call people name, but people just talk. But I'm talking about this serious conversation. I think that's what Sharon was talking about. Like the real deep, heart-to-heart conversations. I find, because you can have a man who is a talker, but
I don't think men have those conversations. I think women have those conversations with other women. Men don't have those conversations.
But not always true. Because if you meet a demon like me, I don't like deep conversations. I don't like hard questions.
There are moments, Nadine, in fairness, there are moments that those conversations need to be had.
Yes, definitely.
And men always avoid those because it doesn't make sense to me. But some they just avoid it. They rather deal with mundane things, talk mundane things, and not deal with So this is what you're going through. You would hear it from what you would hear is if you're a friend to guy, you would hear that guy tell you, but he would not tell his wife or his woman what's going on with him. And you also it's kind of hard. I don't understand that. So I really can't.
That must be frustrating because you often hear men say that women are nagging. Once a woman opens her mouth and she says, this or that, the first thing they jump up and say, she's a nagger.
Yeah.
When you're just expressing your feelings. And the thing is, if you're interested in making a relationship work, why not listen to your partner? Because it might be things that can be easily fixed through communication. So men out there, please.
Okay.
That's important.
Do you know that a man feels that once the material things are provided, what you asking me then? The phone bill pay, the electricity pay, the mortgage pay. Why this woman asking me all this? I have provided for her. That's my duty. That's how men think.
And it goes to show that you can have everything financially, but that emotional, that support, if it's not there, it's no good. Because while the paying the bills are important, while taking care of the home is important, yes, they are very important things. But at the same time, if I have concern that is bothering me, that is troubling me, that's keeping me up at night, and you don't want to talk, and I'm living here with you, then we have a problem.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
What we have to understand to people, people love differently. I mean, I learned this recently. People, what we have an idea in our minds about what love's supposed to look like, but that is not the same idea in everybody's mind. One man could say, like what Sharon was saying, I pay the bill and I pay the bills, I did whatever, this is what, I did everything that I was supposed to do, why don't you just leave me alone? Yeah. And in his mind, I love you.
Yeah, that's the whole concept of love languages.
Yeah, because there are some men, and there are some women as well. If their husband don't beat them, they don't feel that the man loves them.
No. Well, that's a mental health.
No, but
that is not.
That is an example of how differently people feel love.
No. That is not that. That is a.
That's a very skewed. Way of looking at it.
Mental health is you. Because Anna, there's love languages, right? Yes, it's correct. Service, physical touch. There's a whole theory on that, right? That and it's you need to understand your partner's love language, because sometimes your partner's love language is physical touch and your own might be acts of service. So when you are doing acts of service, you are showing him that you love him, and he might be rubbing you, and that's to him showing that he loves you, and you get irritated. Showing that he loves you. So when you're talking about somebody getting the shit beaten out of them, that's craziness.
That's a different.
That is different. That's how they have it in their minds. That is a kind of love.
But this is why it's so important. And when you
yes, but in their minds it's love. So but people love.
But this is why, ladies, this is why it's so important. When you meet someone, you have to engage in conversation. You have to engage in the talk, because if we're not speaking the same language, you don't know what makes me happy, I don't know what makes you happy. How are we going to communicate effectively to serve each other's needs? So in our early stage of a relationship, it's important to communicate these things.
Right, which just brings me to a next piece of advice I was given on the thread, right? Where this guy says, sorry about that. 3 things he must show you, and they all work hand in hand. And he says consistency, transparency, and faithfulness. No money in the world can buy that. Consistency breeds trust. Transparency breeds security. Faithfulness breeds peace.
Yeah.
Think about that.
What?
Peace.
Last one.
Breeds peace.
Yeah.
Faithfulness breeds peace.
Oh, okay. All right.
What do you think about that piece of
It's true, because it's no matter how much money somebody has, and they think that their money is contributing all this in the relationship, you will never be happy if you don't feel like you could trust that person, and you don't, some people are of the idea that faithfulness is not necessary, but it is, because you will always feel a certain level of insecurity if you know that he is seeing other people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What I like about this too, Delia, is the fact that, how we summarize is that consistency breeds trust. And let's just deal with that. If you're consistent in your behavior towards me, then I can trust you. If you're consistent, when you say you're going to show up, you show up. When you say you're going to call, you call. Those are basic things. But when you do those consistently, then I know I have faith in you, that I can trust you, I can take it at your word, and therefore my trust in you develops. I will feel secure when you're transparent. If you get a phone call, and when the phone call comes in, you have to go to the bathroom and take the phone call, or you're going outside. I mean, therefore, I will be insecure because it's showing me there's you have a problem. So those are very important foundation in any relationship, and it really one affects the other.
It goes hand in hand. Yeah,
it goes hand in hand. Yeah.
And the transparency, and then the consistency too. If they are consistently inconsistent, right?
How you go, brother?
That Maya Angelou always said it, like we repeated, when people show you who they are, believe them.
Go on to this other one. I like this one. Don't let your friends disrespect your partner in front of you without you putting them in their place immediately. Most important.
But I don't understand that. I saw that one. I don't understand that. I mean,
you don't understand that.
Why would your friend disrespect your partner? Why would that happen?
It's almost like if you let's say your friend comes over and all of y'all are hanging out together, and your friend said something disrespectful to your partner, and you don't say shut it down. You jump on the bandwagon. He will feel picked at. You understand what I'm saying?
But you know what happens too? You know what happens too? I was going to say what happens, right? Sometimes in a case, you may be discussing a situation about your significant other with your friends. And it's just a discussion you're having. You're not complaining, you're not bringing them down, but you're just airing your thoughts in a particular area. And some people can't separate issues. So when they see this person now, they decide to take on the battle. When you weren't complaining, for them to do that, you were just sharing your thoughts with your girlfriends. So in a case like that, when he comes into the room or he appears, they think it's their duty to
buff his ass.
Yeah, but it's not even necessary.
So they're touching feelings now. It's your fault because you're gonna complain about the man, and your ride or die CD there and be like, yo.
Like so large elevator slam Jay-Z. It's the same thing. Although he deserves it, but whatever.
Exactly. So I mean, this is a little bit. That man sound like he may have a little issue there, because
I just
sometimes men take advantage of our friends, and we feel like we want to be there for them. But as friends, we have to understand our place.
Yes.
And I think that's what that is. Really, let your friends understand their place as far as your intimate partner is concerned.
And on another note, you want to go and discuss like things that may have happened in the relationship that bothers you. You want to go and tell your friends. You want to go and tell your friends how big your man package is. All those things, that's a no-no. You need to keep things quiet, because there are people listening who are not necessarily your friend, who when they hear your man package nice, want to go check it out too. So,
well, I mean,
Delia,
the story is so good it needs to be told. The joy that one has experienced, one can't help but share the joy.
You have to share that information. That is not information.
Like Jesus.
No. You're sharing it with your friends. No. You're missing what I'm saying. Okay, you sharing it with your friends, but let's say you're in a group setting and all of us talking, and you talking to your best friend, another individual. I have to check.
That's how your man just end up with your best friend and that kind of thing. That's the same kind of
We
conversation.
understand that. But if your man ends up with your best friend, that wasn't your man. They did you a favor. Okay?
My mother always told me the man you have is the man you make. That's your son. So don't be putting up
But that sounds a little bit cray, but no, because you can find a man who can honor you and love you. I mean, we have found that. You know, but the thing about it, I think we believe now that relationships are forever. I have come to the conclusions that relationships, like everything else, is either in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. This kind of thing about you meet somebody at 17 and
But Delia, I have a theory on that. Remember back in the day, our life expectancy was a certain amount. Even back, let's say, when it was 1800 and they say till death do us part. A lot of times in two weeks you're dead, you know, or you're dead from smallpox or something. They didn't expect that till death do you part means 70 or 50 years later.
Because, you know, like we always say this, like a lot of times you see these people, they have, you know, we are the age where some of our friends are having like 25-year anniversaries and that kind of thing, right?
You know which porn they take?
Right! When we were small and we like, oh my God, they might be so long.
Right.
Oh, I want that. Not knowing how much sacrifice.
How much pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
Near that moment they reach.
You know, and maybe that is the test, right? To go through these different seasons in your relationship and still be able to maintain it, to maintain that love and that commitment to that idea of us living a life together. So maybe that might be it. I don't know if you had another one you wanted to read, Sharon.
I just want to continue with the one that Nadine just read. The latter part of it says, leave your relationship problems out of social media.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. That's like 100%. Like I have never done that, and I think it's the blessing of our age and where we were when social media really blew up, that we were already you know, adults basically. But I think it's, yes, for younger people especially, do not put your personal business on social media. Do not do it.
Social media is what it is. It's what you see, what you want to portray. You don't put all your business out there. You want to portray a certain reality for others, but it may not be the reality behind closed doors. So why? It's almost like hanging your dirty laundry out there.
Exactly. And you just don't do that. I don't know how, like, I mean, I see young people and they put all of their business out there. You know, and especially as a woman, I always remembered my mother saying to me, a woman must have a little mystery about her. She must.
Definitely.
That is part of the feminine mystique that we talk about. And yes, I understand woman's lib and you being empowered and doing all that you need to do, but there's a reason why you have that you're female, and there's a strength in your femininity. There's a strength that you know, you need to connect to in order to come, you know. I mean, sometimes you have to connect to your masculine strength and move things out the way, but you know, you have to be.
That ties into what I said also. A man has a certain role and a woman has a certain role. And we need to accept that. Don't fight your nurturing, caring role. Although you can support your whole family and be all empowered and stuff, but still, when you meet a man, don't emasculate him. Let the man be the man.
Yeah, most definitely.
Let's look at this question, ladies.
Emasculating man. Sorry to tell everybody, but whatever.
Let's look at this question. This one says, see how he treats his mama. If he does not treat his family good, move on.
Move the hell on. I was about to read that exact, because that is the gospel.
Read that in
character counts.
Yeah, I think that needs to be in caps. If you show me that you treating your mother real good, I know I'm gonna get good treatment too. I just think it's something that from the time you see somebody not talking to their mother, not talking to their parents, talking to them in any old. That is a woman who housed you for 9 months, who birthed you, who took care of you for most of your formative years, and you are disrespectful. Then who's me?
Exactly.
Exactly.
And you don't have to agree with your parents because they are the individuals and they have their own values. But there's a way, even when you disagree, you honor the essence of this woman who birthed me, brought me into existence, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. I don't know what happened here. Like we lost.
You have any other questions?
I think we lost Sharon. But yeah.
Okay, we have anything else you want to read, Delia?
Yeah, actually that was the last one because I felt that was like a really salient point to kind of end on. Because I really think that really it's a simple methodology, it's a simple technique to kind of look into someone's character.
Right.
You know, because remember when you are decided, it's not just a silly man, I like him, I date him, and that is it. You know, this can have consequences for the rest of your life. So even if you're just dating, right? You know, Sharon is here. Even if you're just dating, it's good to recognize the person's character and not their personality.
Right.
I think that is something that we often mix up. Because I can have a wonderful personality. I'm the life of the party, drinks everywhere, how you doing, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
But I'm a backstabber. I'm a bad talker. If I'm a man, and I have kids, I don't support my kids, you know. But I'm the life of the party. So we have to be able to discern between someone's personality and character when making choices for a life partner.
And that's why they also say, your time, get to know somebody. That's why you date. You don't just meet somebody and go live with them. That's long time arranged marriage craziness. You meet the person, you date them, you get to know them, and you decide, are your views in line with mine? Are your beliefs in line with mine? Do you talk and do you behave like I want to be treated? So all these things you have to look at.
All right. So I think that to the thread gave us a lot of food for thoughts. So something to definitely think about going forward. So yeah. So I guess we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a great conversation, and I guess men can give us great relationship advice. So maybe we do need to listen to the men in our lives, you know, just a little bit more. See you next time.
It was a pleasure being with you all again. Thanks for joining us. And we look forward to our next conversation. Bye.
Hi, thanks for signing in. And please remember, you need to stop and listen and look at the signals the men are trying to put out there. It's not only your voice needs to be heard. You get a lot of information from the guys. So remember, quiet and listen and take notes. And remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.
Bye.